Welcome to Skumcast.
Hey guys, welcome to Skumcast. What the fuck episode is this?
7.
I think it's
7.
7, yeah.
Yeah, 7.
Above 1.
Just you want to go back to 1?
He said above 1.
Oh, above 1. Okay, I was
Definitely
like,
not the
Above
first
1,
episode.
less than 10.
We're going to restart Skumcast episode 1.
Season 2.
So today, it's me, your boy, Jacob Bishop. I also have my lovely man over here, Corey Madiabis.
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up?
And our guest today from a band called Pros and Cons, we have Gavin
Yeah.
over there.
Hello.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Tyler.
Yo, what's good with it?
Yo. So glad to have you guys on. It's been a fucking minute.
Yeah,
Sure
can you guys
has.
leave now?
Yeah.
That was it. I
We'll
just
see you
needed
later.
the introduction. That was it.
All right, we'll take it from here.
It was
Yeah.
a feature.
So tell me, what would you exactly explain your genre of this band?
Oof, asking the tough
Because you did say it
questions.
was a variety of different things.
Yeah, so I mean, I think a good I think we're a good middle ground between a couple of different genres, but I would say for the most part we're like alternative rock. If you had to put us in like an Apple Music like fucking category, I would put like alternative rock.
Alternative rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Because
But
I mean like
also with metal.
I would say
We have
alternative
we have
metal.
some metal tracks.
that could be it,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I look at the only reason I say that specifically is because I've seen that like some of the Bring the Horizon albums are labeled alternative rock, so that's kind of why their terms are a bit more broad than I would like. But like, you know, just
I feel like those sites also just kind of like say that though.
Oh, they do.
yeah, definitely.
They always misgenre things all the time with that.
It's definitely
but-
to like make it more accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's-
would just say alternative. Anything that's not like easily categorized by like pop, country,
Yeah.
jazz, they're like, oh, it's his alternative.
It's like butt rock. Nothing but rock.
I'm pretty sure like Slipknot's gonna have their genre as like EDM pretty soon. They just like just kind of like
Dude,
Slipknot goes
hyperpop.
country.
yeah.
Slipknot hyperpop, make it happen.
Oh, God.
So I believe like you guys are obviously very what's the word, like you just play different instruments. What's that word?
Multi-instrumentalist,
There we go.
multifaceted. We play a couple instruments. I would say that I'm at least semi-decent on drums and like semi-decent on guitar, and I can
Okay.
sing okay. So,
Okay, I heard the singing. He sings very well.
Don't you dare say that you only sing okay. 'Cause
Look,
that's not what we fucking heard.
I would say above
okay, sir.
okay.
Okay.
I've heard the same, man. To be honest, everybody that's heard it's like, who the hell's this singing? Because they're really good.
No, well, nobody likes a fucking cocky asshole. So.
No.
No, I want the cocky assholes.
Well,
That's
You're-
every fucking lead singer, though.
Yeah, no,
You're
we
gonna
want,
be it.
we don't want the ego. We want the confidence.
Fair
don't
enough.
confuse it.
fucking lead guitar
That's true.
energy over here.
I'm the only guitarist. I kind of have
Of course
to
I
be.
lead.
Exactly.
Fucking lead drummer.
No, yeah, you fucking idiot. No, like the thing, what I really hate, and I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen it on Instagram or whatever. The thing what is most common is when a girl posts about themselves and they're like, you know, I don't feel like I look that great today, and obviously she's fucking banging.
She's like a
Right.
10, definitely.
Yeah, like a fucking 11 out of 10.
Like, shut the hell up.
Yeah,
I don't
hate
like
that
what the
so
fuck?
much.
Get outta here.
Just tell like, hey, look at my ass, look at my titties, they're good.
I think it's
Like-
because I think I just have reservations about my skills because I just don't have that much to show for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like anyone
Well-
can sing in their car, but that's not a recording. You know what I mean?
That is true. Yeah.
So like, how good really are you?
that is the test because
We're building it. We're building it right now, though.
Anyone can sing, but it takes someone to be a singer. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Fair enough, and especially when being like a vocalist and everything like that, right? Like, especially like when
Oh,
we
you
started,
would know.
No, because I've worked with more. Fuck out of here! I've worked with more bands than you have. But no, like
I've only been in one band, so
exactly. Shut the fuck up.
Baba
it's
Booey.
true. Baba Booey.
Baba booey. Anyway, no, it's just so it's like okay. For example, right when we first started practicing with Eddie, you remember how he would only be able to get through like one set and then he'd be shot, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. So like that's a. Okay, the light just dimmed. That was weird.
Oh,
And it's
Oh,
oh, there it goes.
epilepsy, epilepsy.
Oh, I'm
I'm
gonna
just
have
turn
a stroke.
this off.
I think it's a roach crawling around inside of there.
the roach chewing on the wires. Anyway,
Damn, now we got a dark podcast.
dude, this is hot.
Oh shit.
This
Go
is
ahead, continue your story.
went from Skumcast to Cumcast.
Oh fuck! Real quick.
The glow
But,
of the
uh,
monitor on Corey's forehead.
Simba.
Simba.
Fuck. Okay, where was I? Anyway,
Vocalist, working with multiple vocalists.
yeah. So it's just like some are able to go through like sometimes like 2-3 sets at a time, but obviously those are well tenured vocalists. But like like when we were first working with Eddie, yeah, he would probably only be able to get through like one set of like 5 songs, and then he'd be shot.
Right.
So obviously, like Gavin said, you're building it. You guys are building that right now, and you're in the perfect space for it. Like all 3 of you live together, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
So like,
yeah.
So exactly with that, you guys have multiple opportunities to practice. I mean, despite all of you working really strange schedules, in my opinion, I apologize. Like
You guys
did
are
work
all
nights.
overnight.
Yeah.
Including
Yeah.
Robert.
It actually lends itself quite well to practicing because Gavin and I have the exact same schedule. So we're off the same amount of days and we get off at the same time. So it's literally perfect.
Y'all carpool too?
No, because we're off by an hour. I
It's-
say exactly, but we're off by an
It's
hour.
an hour difference.
Gotcha. Do you guys all work at the same place?
We
No.
work at the same place, but he works for a different company.
Gotcha. Okay.
But Rob works at a different place than the two of us.
completely different.
He works
Yeah.
at a place like 5 minutes down the road.
Gotcha. Okay.
Baller commute.
So you pick up Rob on the way home.
Hey, he's usually there. I mean, he'll make it home like 6:45. Tyler makes it there like 7, and then I'll make it like 7:30. So like by 7:30, all 3 of us are in the house, and we're like, "Hey, you want to do something?" Boom.
So how would you practice with like without noise complaints at that time?
No one cares.
No
Really?
one cares.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
yeah,
I
dude.
wish that was.
Even our roommates don't like. I say roommates, our wives. Even our wives don't really care.
They live there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
We
they
have
live
the-
2 stories above us, so it's like.
Yeah,
there's
we
quite
have a
bit of
basement.
difference.
The bedrooms are on the second
Oh, you have a
floor.
basement.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you haven't been to the Casa yet. We gotta
Yeah,
get you
dude.
over there.
He hasn't been to the Casa yet, dude.
No,
It's
you guys kept inviting Corey without me.
Motherfucker.
No, you guys.
You're
didn't
invited.
talk.
You could come
guys
over.
didn't
Fucking.
talk.
No, that was kind.
I
There was
kind
a
of figured it was
miscommunication.
Corey's. I figured it was Corey.
What? How is it my? Okay, first off, how is it my fault? First off, because basically, like,
Hey, hey, do you and Jacob want to come up? Sure. Let me just go up there and not tell Jacob. Make
Hey.
it super secret.
Anyways,
I don't know, man. I was in
And
the
karma because the mic gave out.
That's true.
Okay.
That was Jacob Karma right there.
Okay.
Bitch.
we'll take that L.
Yeah, it
We'll
was-
make it. We'll make it next time.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Just need to have better communication. That's also most definitely on my part. However, I didn't know to talk to you about it. So once
Yeah, it
again,
was-
and I'll take the fall for it. And plus, like you and me at like that whole week, we were like passing each other and shit.
We could have reached out and been like, "Yo,
Yeah.
Bishop, are you coming with Jacob?" But I mean,
was-
we just didn't think.
And it was also a weird situation because
said
like
your name twice.
you came out, the week
Wait, did I?
before, and then you came out a day early.
Mm-hmm.
So then he didn't come, and then the next week, you came back again, and then I was like, well, surely he's gonna come with him, but
Oh well, shit
but
happens.
it was whatever. But
Yeah,
it was
I
a weird
didn't
situation.
get like any
anyways.
info, and that's why I messaged you. I was like, "Hey, did you want me on the podcast too, or whatever?" I didn't know
yeah.
that
The
there was a
answer was
podcast.
yes. The answer was always yes, but
And then
The
you were
answer's-
like, "Yeah, I told you about this at Rob's party," and I was like, "I was very drunk that night, so I probably don't remember."
He was like, "Oh, you guys have a podcast too?" I'm like, "What? Yes."
fucking A. So Gavin, you mentioned your story first with working with multiple singers.
No, that was it. Really, it
Vocalist.
was just basically the point I was trying to make is that for vocalists, it's like it's like working out. Like the more you use it, the longer you can use it for.
Right.
Yeah.
So whereas with also you're developing your skills. So like okay, like when you're doing a deadlift or something like that, you have to slightly change your footing. You have to kind of be able to control the little small tonalities when it comes to being a vocalist.
Yeah.
So like you said, you're building it. That was basically the point I was trying to make.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll show an Eddie Love corner. He's definitely improved. Like he's lasting longer with his vocals, and he's gotten even more powerful.
Yeah.
especially with his range too. He's almost becoming a mini corpse grinder.
Right.
And I was like, he has a very good projection, but
Dude, I'll say it straight up. Like, I'm hyper critical of singers. You can ask Gavin. That's like all I care about in music. Shameless. I'll be honest. But like, Eddie sounds really fucking good on record. Like, he sounds great.
yeah,
Like,
he's
I'm
gotten really
really
he's
impressed.
gotten way better.
Yeah, dude. So like it's been really fun, especially especially with like the amount of work we've been putting in here and like doing like Forsaken, and like it's just really fucking cool because I feel like despite the fact that like quarantine like was a shitty time, and it was a shitty time, and more so shitty for others, I will say that, but I feel like for a lot of musicians that despite the fact there was like no work going around, everyone just took that time to huddle down and hone their skill, write new shit.
For sure.
And then as soon as everything started like coming down a little bit, everyone was just like had like this overflow of content and music.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that really around this time we're about to see like probably the closest thing to the Renaissance that we'll have seen in the last like 700-800 years.
Fucking resurgence of music, dude. It's so good. I fucking can't wait.
Dude, I'm
going to
stoked.
Going to my first like real live show tomorrow. I'm so stoked.
Oh shit! What show's tomorrow?
Fucking, it's not really a show. It's Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse is playing for like the first time since quarantine started.
Oh shit! I didn't know he was still a thing.
Yeah, dude.
I thought he was a dead mouse.
I thought he was a dead mouse as well.
Fucking
Oh,
pissed.
you got the dead mouse tattoo.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Are you gonna flash him?
Oh fuck yeah, I love
Thank
it.
God.
You're on my titty.
Anyway, Gavin, what do you play?
Drums, guitar, bass, pretty much anything but vocals.
Okay.
Can play piano.
Did you ever try
trumpet.
doing vocals?
Not really.
No.
No.
What if you're like amazing? What if you're the next pros and cons vocalist?
Well, I know that I'm not, and I'm also playing drums, which is really fucking hard to do.
I would imagine.
And
Yeah.
sing at the same time, so I'm just not even gonna. And we have 2 other vocalists, so I'm not even gonna fucking bother.
I'm already completely like absolutely stupid when it comes to guitar and vocals at the same time. Just doing normal power chords and singing. Like I need to learn that.
They came in groups.
Yeah, I have a that's a harder one to do than the pop punk. But I can't even do my pop punk project at the same time, and that's what I need to learn. But yeah, it's a difficult one for me. It's always been difficult. I for some reason I cannot keep the rhythm of my hand strumming and also being at the same tempo with my vocals for some reason.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
That's why the choruses sound like they do in that song. Because
Did you do it at the same time?
I didn't record it that way, but that's the way I intend to do it, is to
Oh.
play it live. So I'm gonna be practicing the fuck out of it just to try it.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to.
Yep. Gotta practice how you play.
Corey, you gonna try and do vocals on the drums?
Fuck no.
Well, you heard it here first.
They will not be singing the Rev Part 2.
Fuck no. Me and Gavin are like the same like role in our bands. It's great.
Yeah, and
Okay.
also you put a mic next to a drum set, you're gonna get so much bleed from that kit because it's so damn loud. It's like not even worth.
That's why I wondered how they always did that. Like, there's some drummers that have microphones and they'll do that. Like very few, but there are some that do it.
Yeah,
And it's bizarre like how they don't catch that sound.
I don't know, because it's a fucking. You put a mic next to a drum set and you're gonna hear it.
I think it's
you
just
hear
low
it-
gain.
You hear it across the room.
Yeah.
Low gain and someone sitting there with a kill switch.
It's got to be.
How would the kill switch though, especially if you're playing double bass?
Oh, you're not doing it. The sound guy's doing it.
Oh, okay. I was like, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, I would imagine they just like click the fader and it comes up whenever it's his part to sing.
Really?
That's what I would imagine. Because the backing track, like most 90% of fucking big bands play the backing track anyway, so it's probably
Yeah.
automated to cut in and out whenever they come in.
That actually
Automation's
makes a
cool.
lot of sense.
So how do you guys feel about this other show coming up that Robert signed you up for?
The Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how this fucking show on the 19th goes.
Yeah,
It's a good test.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know if we're going to do the same covers or try to get more originals.
For the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah. We still have to fill 30 minutes, but who knows if we actually want to try to be like,
Oh yeah, we're fucking cover band partially.
No,
Hey,
I think
guarantee you'll win first place if you do covers.
you think so?
You think so?
Absolutely. There's no way we're gonna win. We're not playing music that people like.
Well,
They don't care about like how it sounds and all that stuff. They only care if it's like something they recognize and if they can dance to it.
Well, do you know how it's even going to be judged? Is it by the audience?
Nope.
If it's not
sick.
Like literally, okay, so this
Literally-
is your okay, so your beloved vocalist. I love that man to death. But basically it was just like he just wrote it on like a piece of paper and then took a picture of that and sent it to you.
a very low res picture by this.
Oh, that's good.
because he's got a fucking like iPhone 3 from like 2011 that's cracked as shit.
Nah, man, that was like a $40 Android looking thing.
Yeah, fucking Nextel had us. Anyway,
We're gonna make a fundraiser to get Robert a new phone.
right? Jesus fucking Christ. Get this man a GoFundMe.
Help our vocalist
Set
out
him
getting
up.
a new phone.
His phone's been cracked for like a year.
Oh, I know. I've seen
It's
it.
ridiculous.
I've
He
seen
bought
it
it.
cracked for a year.
He bought it cracked.
Huh?
He bought it cracked.
Did he? Yeah.
Why?
No, he didn't
No.
buy it
No.
cracked.
Why would you
fucking-
ever buy a phone cracked? That doesn't
Why?
make any sense.
Sounds like
just-
something Robert would do. Though.
Yeah, it just sounds funny.
Found it in the 75% off at Goodwill.
Yeah, right. Bargain bin.
Slick deals.
Dude, I fucking love that website. I wish Slick Deals would sponsor us. Sponsor us.
God, please.
Hey,
Deals.
Slick Deals. We really want you to not sponsor us.
Yeah. Reverse psychology,
Oh,
Bishop. Jeez.
yeah, I hate you.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I hate you, you whores.
We're too good for
Dumb
you,
sluts.
anyways.
Giving me all those good deals.
We
Fuck
would,
you.
We would never accept a sponsorship from you, you fuckheads.
Ew.
Ugh, bleh, I can't even, like...
I can't even say it. Fucking.
Yeah, but anyway, guys. Yeah, check out Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, right. Dude, I'm not even joking. I would not for a second pass that up. I would not even hesitate to take up that. No, I don't give a shit how
People
much
do,
of a
man.
shill it is.
Really?
Everyone does.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
Why? I'm actually curious.
Because I want $50,000 per video.
Yeah, dude, you get
Are
sponsored
you
hella
fucking
hard.
serious?
You get big spanky
Yeah.
on that shit.
No matter how
Bullshit.
shitty the
I'm
game
not
is,
kidding you.
like, you get sponsored. It doesn't matter how shit the game is.
Fuck it.
Have you
Dude,
guys even
6'6
played
Samus
Raid
fucking
Shadow
does that
Legends?
shit.
Have
He's-
you played it?
There's
No.
no
Have
fucking
you?
way that 6'6 Samus even gets 50 grand out of that. No fucking way, though.
I don't
mean,
think it's 50
It's like
grand
different
per
numbers, obviously,
video.
depending on your audience. But, like, the numbers are there.
It,
Like,
it depends on how many thousands of people you reach, too. right?
yeah.
That is true. I mean,
I mean,
like, we
it's-
got like $500 per video. I actually wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
how could you?
Imagine doing something you think is cool and you get paid
Exactly.
for it.
I was getting paid nothing before, and now I'm getting paid $500.
That's a 500% increase in productivity.
I hate that.
Fuck!
I'm not doing
I
this.
hate money.
I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for the art.
I'm doing this, I'm doing
Wink,
this for
wink.
love.
Okay.
Fucking A.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing it for both.
For both, right? One day we want to be able to quit our fucking stupid ass day jobs and do music full time, don't we?
Dude,
Okay, 60-40.
absolutely.
Isn't that the goal? If you care about creativity at all, you want to quit your stupid ass job that doesn't make you as much money as you make the company,
Yeah.
and make your own music.
You're basically using it to provide for your like future job, if
It's a means to an end.
basically. It's I just can't believe it. Like, me and Corey have talked about this multiple times. Of
Yeah.
just like what you talked about. You say it's like the nuclear family. The solid. Is that what you call it?
Wait, what do you?
Like, you know how like back then the old motive is like work as hard as you
go
can,
to-
work overtime,
work overtime, go to
And then
college, and then get your career, and then have a
and it's
wife
like, why?
kids.
Why would I want to fucking work overtime at this job just to like retire at 65 and use my money for what?
And you're not gonna retire at 65.
Well,
Nobody
I don't know.
retires
Thomas
at
actually
65
makes
anymore.
it
No, I
look pretty
yeah,
good.
you're right.
I'm not gonna lie, man. To me, Thomas actually makes it look pretty good, though.
Well, Thomas is a different species.
I know he's
So-
not human, but that.
Yeah.
But
And he
I'm
also
still.
went to 8 years of pharmacy college. So.
Some people can do it. Some people can't. And I don't think I'm the fucking 9 to 5 guy.
Nope. I get lucky if I get 9 to 5s. It's just all over the place.
I'm a 7:30 to 4:30.
Yeah,
Fuck that, right?
It's
Like,
not
why
that
the fuck
thing
would you want
anymore.
to do that?
If you are talented at what you do, it's just why people don't go for it is because they have the lack of motivation. There's so many talented people out there. I guarantee it. But you never see it because they never push themselves and they don't have the self-discipline or willpower to do so.
It's like my wife. She can sing pretty damn well, but she doesn't want to do anything with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. Some people admit it and they just like, hey, I don't want to do anything with it. Some people are just too lazy about it though. And it's like, you could easily, my motive is like, I'd rather try. I would rather try as hard as I can
Die trying.
and die trying. Because I don't want to die being like, yeah, I was this manager at this place for, it's like, I don't fucking care. You know?
Big whoop, dude.
Like, yeah, no one's going to care.
Exactly, and and I think the biggest problem, frankly, is that because music, it's literally sound, and on top of that, because it's not a tangible product you can hold in your hand, therefore, in a lot of people's eyes, it doesn't have an inherent value.
Right.
Why do we have this weird, meme culture in the musician world about exposure. Yep, that tells me all I need to know there. So it's just like, it's like, oh, you get paid in exposure. Well, no, fucking exposure does not pay my bills. Fuck you.
You act like you're the next fucking like Usher. Like that's not how it works. You know what I mean? It's like you're fucking. Our audiences are already minuscule. It's like
Absolutely,
what's the
yeah.
exposure gonna do for me? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
It's not gonna do anything.
I don't know about minuscule anymore because it seems like metal, like majority of us are metal musicians. You guys tend to veer towards like the more emo rock, which is alternative rock. I apologize.
Self-proclaimed.
That's fine. It's
Well, I was gonna say self-proclaimed.
It can be for the emo kids, actually.
no, it's fine. It's got emo ass lyrics.
I was gonna with that. Sorry, not to cut you off, but
good.
let me just bring it back.
No, you're
Not that metal is metal is getting bigger than it's ever gotten in the existence of music. But I will say like I kind of meant specifically our audiences. You know what I mean?
That
Ours
is
being
true.
0, and then like
That's why we talked about with Eddie's side project that he's doing, but I'm not just talking about Eddie's side project, which is trap metal, but that's on a huge rise, obviously. And we've all talked about this as like I think metal is gonna start coming back because people are starting to get used to screaming now. Because what was the biggest turnoff with metal is like it's too noisy, it sounds like a bunch of noise, and they're screaming. What is trap metal? It's a bunch of noise with beats this time and screaming
distortion.
and super hella hard distortion on their vocals. And it's like people are getting used to this, but they go hella hard at the fucking concerts. So now they're getting used to that, and I think metal's gonna like start rising up because of trap metal. And as much as I'm not, Eddie mentioned the whole thing like what Suicide Boys is going on a tour with Gojira and Slipknot.
Yep.
And it's like. That's crazy.
Right?
And it's like, who would have thought?
We're in
That's
a new
fucking
fucking
unheard
era.
of.
Yeah.
That's literally unheard of. I would not have ever seen that coming.
I would have never thought Gojira would have got big either because I remember listening to them like back when they were not even that big, and then all of a sudden I see everyone like wearing their shirts now, and now they're getting big, and I'm like, what the hell? I would have never thought.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, I don't know about Gojira. Like, granted, they got huge in the last couple of years, but like they were on like this like plateau for the last like decade. It felt like
Before
because-
Magma.
yeah, pretty much before Magma, because even like Flying Whales, like that was a good fucking album. I'm,
Like from Mars to Sirius. Was it?
From Mars
Yeah.
to Sirius.
from Mars to
yeah.
Sirius. Thank
Yeah,
you.
That was my
bad.
favorite album.
I like the I love the actual song Flying Whales. That one's like my favorite. Anyway, but from basically it seemed like they were just on a plateau. They kind of had more like kind of a Tool like audience, so like kind of like a cult audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like they weren't very like the audience wasn't very showy of it, but if you got them talking about it, they were talking about it.
Right.
And then it just kind of stayed like that up until the last couple of years when they just came out with these last two albums.
Yeah, I would attribute a lot of that to like the internet age and like the explosion of like not becoming more mainstream in a way, but they're making it more accessible.
Right.
They like if you look at Magma compared to like Terra Incognita,
Yeah.
night and day.
Yep.
And then that's just a product of wanting to become big. You know what I mean? Like you have to sacrifice some things in order to gain traction.
It's basically just becoming a little bit more poppy
Yeah.
in a way. And Magma, we can agree, is a little bit more poppy.
For sure.
But I don't think it's bad.
No, not at
No,
all.
it's
It
not at
retains
all.
all the qualities
Yeah.
of Gojira you like.
That's why I really appreciate them, is because I listened to that album going in with like very low expectations, and I was like, you know what, it's not that bad. It's not like the other albums that I really liked, but it's like they basically reached a medium
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
between what they were and poppy
Mm-hmm.
to reach their audience, and I'm like, good for them. That's if they're happy doing it, and whatever.
Yeah.
So are you seeing this like okay? So speaking of Gojira though, like have you been like seeing like the arguments now that they're like kind of going like metalcore now because they're doing a lot more like breakdowny rhythms?
No,
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, no. So like so
I know
as
what
soon
you're
as-
talking about with that
Yeah.
one song.
As soon as Born for One Thing came out, a bunch of my friends on Facebook were like legitimately arguing about this.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
Well,
where's
who
my-
doesn't argue on Facebook?
That's fair. Yeah.
Well, who doesn't argue about metalcore on Facebook?
Just Facebook in general. I'm just
I mean,
Exactly.
Born for One Thing on this newest album is like the closest thing to original Gojira. in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, like the breakdowns.
I can agree.
It's like digga 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 down, digga down down, like all that fucking
Yeah.
Gojira breakdown shit with the chugging versus a lot of their other tracks on that album are more mainstream sounding. Sounds a lot more like Magma, simplified, more chorusy. You know.
I do agree
Yeah.
with that.
The one track I was actually very and that I was actually really like puzzled by was Amazonia. It has like a southern vibe to it, but then it also has like an Amazon flute in it. And I was just like,
The
Well, they were
jaw.
always that way, just throwing in random sounds and stuff.
I'm like,
It's definitely out there.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole album of The Link, if you listen to
Oh,
that,
dude.
they use all sorts of tribal instruments. The jaw harp is in there. They do all sorts of weird
the
shit.
production on that was so bad,
Yeah.
but it was such a good. I wish they would just completely redo that album. Because
Yeah,
that was
which album?
The Link.
Oh,
It's the red
It's from
one
like
with the
03
tree.
or some shit, right?
Yeah, it's their second album. I think it's 01.
Jesus.
It's really good. It's just terrible production.
Yeah.
Like worse than their first album, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a really big shift between Terra Incognita and then The Link.
Yeah.
And then From Mars to Sirius is the next album.
It's
and
like it's
way
great.
God
It's
tier
like
better
fantastic production. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Dude, it's crazy because it's like, there's some bands where I'm like, where the fuck do you get money to do that? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there are bands that go poor, you know, like recording shit in the hopes that it gets big, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But like, how do you jump that high? Maybe it's the digital age. It's just making it easier to
Well,
be good.
fucking Exiled, local band in Arizona,
Okay.
they paid $1,000 per track for.
Holy shit.
They went to they recorded with
Mm,
you know who I'm talking about, right? The guy in
Ben
Cali.
what?
I think they recorded with that or got their stuff mastered by the guy in Cali. that
Oh,
did
I know.
Thy Arts.
I know who you're talking about. Shit, what's his name?
It's like Ben something.
I don't know. I could be lying, but Anthony told me when he did our Lamb of God cover with us, he said that they paid like $1,000 per track.
Yeah, that's like what Matt Good would. That's what like Matt Good would charge.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's more than I would put into it at the moment. Like,
Yeah.
we have such a long way to go. It just wouldn't be worth it. You know what I mean?
No, it wouldn't be. It's you try and get the best production as you can right now for the cheapest amount of money, and then obviously as you grow bigger, then yeah, you go big or go home.
Right. Once you get like a record label, as much as I don't care for record labels that much, they're not like out to get you. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely in their favor, and it's more profitable for them in the long run.
It's just a business. It's
a
a corporation
business.
basically.
They invest in you, and they expect that back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right, and then like it's so great because like all these rap artists are just like, don't ever go with labels, man. Don't ever go with labels, and I'm just like,
I mean, they
did you
make
not
it.
read the fucking contract? Like, what's going on here?
Right. It's like if record companies didn't work, like they wouldn't be around anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, and like there wouldn't be as many like music legends as there are now. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You can thank them for like most of the fucking good music that's from the past like 20 years. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Let's just make SoundClouds.
No, honestly, the one exception I think.
Jokes
not
on
one.
you. We already have one.
Oh yeah, we already have one coming out tomorrow.
Oh shit. There are some exceptions.
It was made earlier this year.
There are some exceptions, obviously, like Plenty. I know there's a couple of other like well-known label-less groups, but Plenty has been he's never been with a label, and I think he's moderately successful. I don't think he's huge or anything, but I mean he's always been a big advocate for not being part of a label or anything.
Gotcha.
A big
But-
part of that though is social media and also community, because like Plenty, I've listened to him talk. I think he was on Rick Beato one time, and he talked about how him and other bands, he would share their stuff and then they would share his stuff, and it's just like helping everybody get bigger. And
It's honestly about the sharing.
and it was a huge social media thing that got Plenty as big as he is because he played along, shared these guys' stuff, share for share kind of thing, and so they all ended up getting huge.
That's
a
how
lot of those like Australian bands or the guys from like New Zealand and stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty much how I always viewed it. Is like you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
That's the way it should be,
Yeah.
Yeah, you scratch my nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
etc.
You piss on me, I piss on you.
Fill in the blanks.
How you do it.
Simba. But yeah, no. So it's like it's really cool because like I like how like a lot more musicians now are really taking more matters into their hands. Like, you know, you guys come into our house, we have like all this equipment, you know, we can definitely demo everything out. We can practice here, we can record here if we want to, and vice versa. You guys have your whole basement essentially dedicated to that. I mean, shit, both of you have your own desks, and like, you basically, like, you know, with Vanta Black, you guys are already recording the studio. I mean, you can always monetize that. And I think it's really amazing right now because of everything, like, especially with, like, the rise of entrepreneurship, even though now it's trendy. But, like, with everyone, the whole point is to take matters into your own hands. And I feel like we are the new wave of musicians that are just like, you know what? You know, we don't need a label. We can essentially do this ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, you heard that track that we showed you. Like,
Exactly.
That's us.
Yeah, that's you guys.
That's at least like 50% of the way to being radio ready, I would say. Like, that's pretty
Absolutely.
solid.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
That's running it through like a mastering plugin and then like another layer of mastering, and that's it.
And that's a single night that took us 6 or 7 hours last Friday night.
Yeah,
That whole
absolutely.
thing.
With technology nowadays, it's like even with us, just throwing the bass on the computer
Yeah.
and throwing your drums on the computer, and then all you do is just learn what you put on the computer, and then
Pretty much.
we're pretty much live ready.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is, I don't think you get any brownie points for like playing your part on the record. That's just me personally. Like, drumming wise, I think that it's just like, as long as you can play it, that's all you really need to know.
That's how I view it too. Like, I mean, obviously with guitar, I never found MIDI guitar to sound the same as like a real guitar. With drums, absolutely throw in the MIDI. And then, like I said, as long as you can play it, who cares?
Exactly.
Like the show, that's what matters. The show, the performance, that's where you put in the fucking time. With the fucking record, make that shit sound as good as you possibly can. Every single fucking band that's released music in the last 20 years has samples on their fucking drums. Get over yourself, you know what I mean? Like, you fucking just program the shit. Make it sound great.
I gave up in 2011. So if that means anything.
Well,
I mean,
it's like super hard to like mic up everything on his drums and stuff. It's like just computerized.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, and it sounds like a real drum set to me. When I can't tell the difference between that and an actual like, you know, professional like band out there. Like it sounds the same to me on a label.
On the song that we showed you guys, could you tell that was programmed?
No.
I can only because of the bell, because I also know the kids.
Yeah, that's
That's
fair.
also
But he's also a drummer. I don't
Yeah, if
know.
you're a drummer, I guarantee you can tell it's programmed if you're a drummer. That's a given.
Yeah.
So like I don't think that my answer to that question really counts.
Yeah. To a general audience, though.
To a general audience, I don't think anyone would tell the difference.
90-something% of people.
Nope.
Dude, a general audience that of non-musicians and stuff, you could be off time by 3 seconds and it wouldn't matter.
Exactly, dude.
It doesn't. You know the rappers that go on stage
Oh
and stuff, they'll be off completely, and
Dude.
it doesn't matter.
We fucking watched 8 rappers that night of our show, and like none of them were any good.
And
Like, it's fucking it's
and
sad.
there's the thing, they'll still be better than us.
Yeah, they're still
because
they have
they're
more
playing the
followers, they
music.
have more songs on SoundCloud with more plays. Like,
Yep.
It's just one person, and they end up buying the beat or leasing it for free.
Why do you
So-
think we're putting out a rap? We want to jump on the train.
right? I mean, it's shameless. Like,
couple
there's
raps,
nothing
actually.
wong with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if we
get
can
your
do
bag.
it,
And the cool thing is Corey makes the beats, so I mean, nothing's like
It doesn't
taken.
take a fucking genius to make a rap beat. Like,
no.
it's fucking.
Are you saying I'm dumb?
I'm saying if I can do it, anybody can do it, and people like my beats. So,
There you go.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
you know what I mean? It doesn't take a fucking rocket surgeon.
No, that's true. Speaking of which, I actually need to get a new sample, like some sort of VST pack.
But I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
that's the cool thing though, is you actually took the time out to make the beat and stuff. But there's so many people that just sample other things and then they just make it big off of that.
Right?
Yeah, like they'll take like I think what was it? It was Future when he did Mask.
Mm-hmm.
He took like an old like 1930s like song, took a sample of it, time stretched it, dropped it an octave, and that's the melody in that song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then
for
you just
the
throw
original.
drums on it.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it.
And then threw drums on it basically. But yeah.
It's not that fucking hard. I think it's still rewarding though. Like, it's still cool to make a beat and like actually make it sound good. Like that's cool.
Oh,
Getting
it
into
is
the whole
cool.
production part of it. I love that.
Yeah, like when we finished Little Bitch and then we sent it over to Miles, like, oh my god, like we were not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I literally was working up in the valley, and I got that. He sent the mix back.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I should listen to this. I couldn't stop listening to it all the way back. It wasn't because it was because of me. I was just like surprised on how professional it sounded.
The
I
whole
was like,
production.
oh my god, this sounds like literally like something that could be big.
Yeah.
And it's like all I did with those lyrics. I don't know if you guys saw that video we put up of the comedy sketch of me like writing the lyrics on the toilet.
No, not yet. I haven't seen it.
Well,
You gotta show me.
That's actually kind of true. Like I wrote some of those lyrics on the toilet taking a shit.
Dude, our lyric
So-
writing is somehow worse than that. We literally just sit there and we're like, basically, I just fucking go like da 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 and like a melody that I think is cool, and then we like replace that with words. That's
Really?
kind of yeah.
Yeah, that's like
That-
all it is.
Because
There you go.
here's the way I think of it is like the words come from the emotion that comes from the melody. Because like when I sing about something, I want to feel the emotion of it, and so I'm gonna sing whatever notes I think sounds good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can add the words later. It's just poetry at the end of the day. Like poetry doesn't have fucking a melody. It's just the two things combined.
That's actually kind of how I do it too. I have us make the song 1st for Forsaken Scum, and then I hear his drums and I figure like, okay, I want Eddie like kind of singing this part really fast, so I'm like da 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 kind of thing, and then I'm like, okay, what words sound cool for this part? So it's pretty much the same concept.
That's the way every singer does it. I mean, that's just real shit. That's what I've heard. Like they're always like, "How do you write lyrics?" And like, I just fucking sing over it, and then we add words later.
Yeah.
I can't wait till that interview question comes up for you. I can't
Well,
wait.
Little Bishop was just a joke. Like that was just a joke because I'm just like writing random shit.
But now after hearing the mix back, this ain't a joke anymore, bud.
we're
This ain't a joke.
serious now.
Unfortunately, yes, we are.
Yeah.
I do too.
Oh yeah.
You guys
Good
want to
pause.
do the part 1, part 2?
Yeah.
All right,
Where we
we're 36 minutes in. End
Oh,
of part
that's
1.
Definitely part 1.
Thanks for joining us for this lovely episode of Skumcast. Be sure to stay tuned for our next episode as well as like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell if you want to stay up to date with all of our content. Thank you for listening, you scumbags.